We are the Unbound Grapplecast, where shadows rise on the weekly Steelchair. Reece unleashed, black eyes facing creeps, purple lightning strikes. Steelchair impact, feel the beast. Josiah stands tall, no ego, just confidence shown. Speaks with conviction and he holds his own. We predict people, hear the truth resound. Yeah, the circle grows. Weekly Steelchair where the real talk flows. Fans and fighters all side by side. One strong community filled with pride. Filled with pride. Hear the ring bell sound around. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Grapplecast, the crowd hears the battle cry. Crash through the lights, we electrify the night. Punk hearts beating, metal souls collide. Step to the mic, this is to our time.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Unbound Grapplecast on the weekly Steelchair, where it's the two faces that run the place, essentially in different ways. But welcome back one and all, hope you're all doing well. It's of course me and Josiah here to have a little bit of fun. Everyone that's tuning in, enjoy the show. Well, if you don't, then that's not our fault. That's yours. But of course, we're going to do our best to give you guys the show that you deserve. Honest responses, honest reviews, honest critiques, and good chat along the way, because that is what we do, because we value our audience. But of course, checking in, it's been a little while. How's my main man doing?
Doing pretty good. Been doing some general knowledge wrestling studying for the quiz that's on Saturday. But apart from that, been all good.
You have been very prepared then. Yes, the quiz is this weekend. So if you want to be involved, ask away. Josiah is going to be there. Well, he has to because he's defending champion. But essentially, he would have been there anyway because he likes fun. So we hope you guys are ready for it. We're going to have some fun along the way. What's up, Chester? How you doing, bud? It is good to see you.
As always, lovely to see you in today.
Mm-hmm. It absolutely is. And I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Always a good thing. We have a lot to get through tonight, so it's not just going to be the usual show that we do, because again, we always have a fun format. We usually have fun. Tonight, it's a bit more than that. Tonight is more on the serious level, and it's not because we don't want to be. It's because we have to be. So tonight, I'm going to give you a quick run through. We're going to go through the best of Super Juniors, especially the tournament final, because that raised a lot of concerns, especially the way the tournament was booked. We are going to go through WWE and their legal issues, because that's again on the prominent rise as well. Issues with this court case, what implications that these can have, what will we see going forward in the future, what do we think should or could happen that will give benefit to the business, but also a negative to the organization, because that company needs to be fucking humbled. And also, we are going to talk about a little thing that we have a common distaste with, and it is Shane Taylor Promotions and the Death Riders, because there's issues with that as well. And then we are going to wrap up the show essentially from the main topic sense of it. We are going to wrap up with King of the Ring, because that is another bloody problem. So we're going to talk about that. So yes, folks, you are going to get a slight Monday Night Raw review tonight in some ways, but don't expect us to go through the whole show. We want to get to the bits that really do suck, because that's, well, pretty much the whole show. But the key points that do suck, we have to get to tonight, and we're going to do it. So if you are a WWE fan, only a WWE fan, this show is not going to be the best for you. If you're a professional wrestling fan, this show is for you. So get your chat, get your comments, get your questions. If you want to contribute with a super chat, feel free. There is a membership program as well on the channel. And with that, member videos are coming after the quiz. So be ready. The gaming retro channel as well. Well, not channel, podcast, sorry, myself and James. That is coming over the summer. We won't refer to it as Queen of the Ring on here. We're just calling it King of the Ring. It's the only one that matters. And yes, Katherine, that one's for you. We are going to make sure everything is covered, and essentially what has to change, what needs to go, and who knows, we might end the show with a tier list. So there's one for you guys. So be prepared, be ready. Myself and Josiah are ready to go. So I think it's only fair if my co-host kicks us off, because we're always going to talk about best of the Super Juniors anyway. I have issues with it. Josiah's got issues with it. But we're going to start with his first. So take it away. And to make it more convenient for you, I'm going to put you in the bigger side.
Well, to start off, we have to actually explain the result, which has seen Yo defeat Master Wato in the Best of the Super Junior finals. Now, my issue with this is, and we talked about this the last time that Yo had a title match with Doki, they keep booking him to lose. So at this point, him winning, as big as an achievement as it is, it doesn't do anything for any of the fans that have been watching, because we've all been conditioned to just expect him to lose.
Yeah.
And then when you have Master Wato in the other position who didn't win, him winning, while to a lesser extent, would have still had the same problem, because he is another habitual loser.
Fans of the Best of Super Juniors division got shafted.
Yeah, so my main issue with this is that they haven't really instilled any belief that either one of the finalists could have won, which is a big issue.
And the standout from the tournament got shafted big time. Robbie X really showed himself up in this tournament. More than Fujita, more than Francesca Akira. I don't think... we all expected Robbie X to do well, but maybe fall short. We didn't expect him to be the best in the tournament. And he was the best in the tournament.
And this is another issue that I had with the formatting of the tournament. The fact that so many people got eliminated on 12 points isn't great.
No.
And this is why I've been saying they should have... This is why I say that they should have done like a playoff system like they do for the G1, where you can have more people advancing.
Greetings. Chi-Town quality. Welcome in, Jonathan. Hope you're well. Fuck that, Katherine. Fuck that shit. We do not praise that
So,
piece
yeah.
of shit on you.
So yeah, definitely. My main thing for New Japan in terms of the Best of Super Junior next year, consider expanding the bit after the group phase, because you can't be having all of these top names be getting eliminated by a tiebreak.
I think what they have to do. What's up, Carl? I think what they have to do, and this is my view on it. The Best of Super Juniors has to go in the format like what UEFA have just done with the Champions League. They need to make it one league phase or one group phase. Everybody will compete against each other, and then the top 8 go through, and that gives you a quarterfinal. Then 4 becomes the semi-final, and then 2 becomes the final. I think that's the only way that you can improve the tournament.
That works, yeah. That.
We like your appearance, Katherine. We don't like Shota Umino. There's a difference. And Collie, to answer your question, it is up to my co-host, but considering circumstance, we've got a lot to get through. It's unlikely that anyone will be joining us tonight. And also, we're not overly familiar with you. Not to be disparaging or rude.
I mean, we can definitely see how it goes in terms of timing. I won't say no.
Yeah, like at right now, at the moment, no. Oh yeah, we know you've got to mess with us, but can you mess with us in a different way? There's not Shota Umino. Because that's just too much pain. It's good to see you though, Katherine. Welcome into the chat.
But yeah,
I feel
definitely
like
look to expand or change the format of the tournament somehow.
I don't think two groups or 2 blocks, as they say, is the best answer. Either you do one block or you do several.
Yeah.
Because it's not working. And we were both looking forward to the Best of Super Juniors this year. We were looking forward to it because of the names included, and they fucking bullied it. Like, well, not bullied, actually. I'll rephrase that. They butchered it.
Yeah. Big time.
And I don't know what's worse. The Best of Super Juniors or Block A of the G1 last year. I actually don't know what's worse. Like, I'm still deliberating. What is worse, Block A or the entire tournament?
Yeah, I would actually say the entire tournament, because at least Block A had some subplots in it.
True, but I'm just trying to be spicy. It's definitely a cause for concern, though, and I'm really worried about going forward, because I think the problem with the tournament as well, and this is another thing, is we actually don't know who booked this tournament. People are going to automatically assume it was Gado, but he wouldn't have booked everything in the tournament.
No.
So whoever else was involved in booking this tournament has really fucking made it worse. And if Tanahashi had anything to do with this, that man needs to be fucking questioned. Yes, he's the president. Yes, he's one of the greatest of all time, but even the greatest has chaos in their heads when it comes to booking tournaments, and this is one of them. If he has been involved in this, fucking hell. Quite frankly, they shouldn't be involved if he's made that tournament.
Yeah,
But we don't know.
Was not great at all.
No. Anything else for you that stood out that was bad from the tournament? For me, I think it's not
Um,
all the matches that were the problem. That's the thing. There weren't a lot of bad matches.
the one issue, it's not like a major issue to me, but I don't like the fact that Ryusuke Taguchi has the most wins now.
I was hoping you wouldn't bring that up.
Mm.
Like, I was actively hoping that would not get brought up. Carl's asking, is it true what Kat said the other night about CM Punk potentially going back to AEW when his contract expires? It's not
Probably
going to
not.
happen. It won't happen. First of all, why would Tony Khan bring him back? Essentially, why would you bring him back? Second of all,
Why would he go back?
why would he go back when he actively made it his mission to fall out with younger talent, especially talent that would have worked well with him anyway? And three, CM Punk isn't going to bring anything to that AEW roster or that AEW audience except his name. And even then, and before anyone says, "Oh yeah, but his name's important," not when they're already in the best shape they've been in since he left. This is the best that AEW's in. If AEW bring, I'm going to say this right now, and this is how confident I am that they won't bring him back. If AEW brings back CM Punk, AEW will never recover. And if you think I'm being over the top or being outrageous, I'm not. I'm being genuinely serious. You bring him back, you destroy everything you've just rebuilt. And I'm not joking. I hear OVW is hiring. I'd say TNA, but at the moment, fuck them. But it won't happen. I'm confident it won't happen. He's going to become a coach, or he'll go into acting and try not to lose his bloody body at that as well. If he does break that story, I will laugh at AEW. Just remember, I am more of a promotion fan than that particular talent. And I don't hate CM Punk. It's just that he's finished, and it would be the worst decision for him to go back to AEW. If he goes back, they're fucking stupid. He will rinse them of money. He will do nothing. He'll get injured, and then a fight will break out, and he'll have another moan on a press conference. The 5 steps to insanity. And if you think I'm wrong, watch what happens if he goes back. And if there's an AEW fan that wants CM Punk to go back, you're just as clueless. And that I'm serious on. This is probably one of the few times where I will genuinely be annoyed with AEW if they honestly bring that piece of shit back.
I don't think it does any favors for anyone bringing it back.
I agree. It doesn't. Jack Perry will do absolutely everything to go after him as well. There's no reason for him to go back. There is virtually nothing. He achieves nothing. He wouldn't be the top star.
No.
He wouldn't be the biggest draw.
No.
And he's not going to be a world champion in AEW again. He won't even be in a world title match. So what do you get? A washed up has-been who wants his fucking muffins or donuts or whatever he wants next. Or cookies and milk. Who knows what he gets? Because the guy's washed up anyway. Now, if AEW honestly brings back CM Punk, then they're just as stupid as TNA.
And
I'll say, yeah, and it'll be the exact same with Tony Khan. He'll be an absolute moron if he brings him back. If he brings CM Punk back to bury him, I'll laugh. But we all know he won't do that.
But then even that doesn't do any favors, because why would you bring a name like CM Punk back just to do that to him?
Exactly. There's no it's not a win-win situation. It's a lose-lose.
Mm.
I think CM Punk, from a creative aspect, should just go into the WWE creative room and actually try to change things from there, because that place needs somebody with a creative brain. Or he's still got his comic books, he's still got commentary duties. Go and do that. But as far as going to AEW or going back to AEW, God, I hope not. It would be insanity. Fucking CM Punk. Yeah, back to this tournament, mate. Yeah. Taguchi has now got more wins in the best of Super Juniors tournament history than the greatest of all time, Jushin Thunder Liger.
Hmm. It's not great.
Whoever made that decision needs to be executed.
No, I don't know
Thunder,
who decided to give him so many wins, but
I don't know. I really don't know. Jushin Liger, I'm praying if this somehow gets to you and it's translated to you in Japanese, please come out of retirement for Best of Super Juniors 34 and just fucking win matches and take your record back. Like, I'm begging. A bum like Taguchi should not be holding that record.
No.
He is the Shota Umino of the Best of Super Juniors for fucking piss takes and ruining wrestling.
I'd say that he's more Toriyano then.
That's just as painful.
At least we finally gotten to a point where he's not in G1s anymore. At least.
True. Now all we need is to wait for another 2 wrestlers to stop appearing in G1s and we'll celebrate. Because unfortunately, Shota Umino is going to be in there for a while, so we can only hope that Middle Khan and the Stone Pitbull never competes again in the G1.
And to be fair, I do think that there is a big chance that you don't get Ishii in the G1 this year.
I hope not. Because he'll waddle about the ring.
And he's not exactly been active this year, if he's not.
No. And even when he has competed, he hasn't been good. His last couple of matches have been shocking. Even down here in the UK, his matches have been poor.
So yeah, that's one that definitely needs to be parked now in terms of his participations.
For sure. But yeah. Anything else you want to cover about the tournament itself?
I was impressed at how the people that aren't from New Japan did in this tournament. Like, they've all put themselves in a very good light. They've
definitely attracted a wider audience.
Yeah.
And that was great to see. Will they keep
and then
it up?
there's also whilst we're on the topic of junior heavyweights, supposedly Shun Skywalker is going to New Japan when his contract expires.
If he goes to New Japan, I'll be really interested to see how that goes. Considering the level of talent in that division, he would certainly be in that main spot. Could he be a shock to just come in and just take the title from Dookie? Because he's going to beat Yo.
Could potentially, yeah.
I would be well up for it. It would be really exciting. I don't think he's going to go to Noah. I don't see that happening at all. New Japan, I do see it. I wouldn't mind it. But I also want to see him do some other appearances, like maybe in other places, like maybe Progress or Rev Pro, like on the UK scene, have a bit of fun. Maybe he goes to Mexico, does a bit of CMLL. Does he go to AAA? I don't think so, but he would be a great get for them. But we'll see what he does. There's a lot of options, but if he goes to New Japan, there's someone you can put a belt on for the longest time.
Yeah.
And he fits in. I just hope he doesn't go into a faction.
So basically, just don't put him in the House of Tortures.
Quintessentially. No, unless he takes over and renames it the House of Skywalker, and then they all start carrying lightsabers. Instead of torture, it's just it would just be the House of Star Wars. You've got Red Narrator. Instead of getting to wrestle in wrestling gear, instead he gets to wrestle like a fucking droid because he's not good enough to wrestle in a Jedi robe. Although,
then what would you have Don Farley wrestle as then?
A Jabba the Hutt costume.
Would he even fit into that?
Yeah, he's fat enough. They'll make suits for that fat lump of clap. Certainly is viable. Certainly works.
No, yeah, that's my thoughts on this tournament. But what about yours?
My thoughts on the tournament is I feel like it wasn't focused on enough from New Japan's upper management. I feel like I agree with you. It's disgusting that you had so many people exiting the tournament on 12 points. Again, how can you allow that to happen? Like that doesn't make it competitive. That actually makes it embarrassing.
Yeah. And I also think it devalues all of the people that got eliminated on that points bracket.
Yeah, I feel like they should have done a playoff and increased it. We're just like a last minute. We're going to add in more matches to the tournament because you just.
And I feel like that's another. I feel like that's another way to kind of sort it out because you have two people. Say that you have two people that are tied on the same amount of points in first and second, and then you've got say two more or like one more or however any more behind that. I'd say fair enough. Let whoever's top the group go through, but then second and whoever else has the same points have to do like a multi-man to decide who goes through in second.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I actually think that's a very wise move. Look at us, we're not even in a creative team. Look at us, we're not in a creative team. We already solved the tournament's issues.
And it's not
well,
hard.
Apart from, another thing as well, and it has to be done. We have to ban Despi from competing in this tournament. And then eventually when he drops the title, you ban Dookie from this tournament.
Yeah, because you being the champion and refusing to compete in it, that's a disgrace to me.
Yeah. Although, in my opinion, a champion should never be involved in the tournament that decides the number one contender for their title. Like, for me, for example, when it gets to G1 time, Callum Newman should not be competing in the G1. He gets nothing to gain. He's got nothing to gain out of this.
No. Because if he thinks he's going to win the G1 and pick Ospreay and make him lie down, that's just not going to happen.
Exactly. I feel like if the G1, for me, what happens, and I've always been for this, but no wrestling company's ever done it because they're bloody stupid, but they should. If a champion enters a tournament where their intention is to stop someone from becoming number one contender for their tournament at your biggest show.
So basically, Liv Morgan, basically.
Yeah, that dumb bitch, which will be coming out very soon. For me, if you say you're like Callum Newman or even Shane Haste for the N1, for example, or even like say any of the shitty world champions in WWE wants to enter King of the Ring. If they were to compete in that tournament, get to the final should not be for that trophy or that tournament accolade. It should be immediately changed to a world title match, and your title's on the line.
Yeah.
Or the champion, like Beef Belly, when he competed in the first Continental Classic tournament, Eddie Kingston had to put up all his titles in matches, and if he lost a match, he would lose a title. If you compete in these tournaments and you lose, you should lose your championship.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But you can still reclaim it at the end if you make it all the way to the final.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, in the King of the Ring format, that won't work because if you lose, you're out. So
yeah, in that way. But if you make it like if it's like a block-based tournament, like a G1 or an M1, then yes.
Yeah. I feel like in terms of the King of the Ring, if a champion's in that tournament, if they lose, whoever beats them should get the first title match after the tournament's over.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether they win the tournament or not.
And if the champion makes it to the final, instead of it being for that King of the Ring, it's just for their title because they've made it to. So essentially, that's how it should be. It devalues It already devalues the championship if a champion enters and will not compete for the title. They're just doing everything they can to win another title. It's wrong. Like, we're in a situation where Liv Morgan this year could win 3 titles at once.
Yeah.
She could win the big Saudi piece of shit. She can.
Yeah.
She's already the world champion, and she's likely to beat Rhea Ripley for the women's title because they always seem to put the midget over the regressing Rhea Ripley. Anyway, and she is still regressing. She's a major.
She needs to go away anyway. To be fair,
yeah. King of the Ring is the right opportunity for not Liv Morgan to win. It should be Io Sky, and Io Sky should take the title.
Not even with the whole Rhea, not even with the whole health thing. She's injured as well, so that's another reason why she could just drop the belt and take time off.
Yeah, they've already decided as well. The King of the Ring winner doesn't get to pick what title they go for. It's
the brand that you're on. That's the title that you're going after.
Which means Liv Morgan will be competing for the opposite, and then if it's Io Sky, she gets to compete for the women's title.
Yeah, which I think is stupid. I think that whoever wins, they should be allowed to choose who they face.
Like the Royal Rumble. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. Like, in some circumstance.
Because, like, you've just won this tournament. Why should your title match be decided by someone that isn't you?
Exactly. Like, if it was me, I would be going, no, I want if it was me personally, and if I won that shitty tournament, I would be, I'm going to take Cody Rhodes. No, I'd be going after Cody Rhodes. Because I would win that title, change the mustard guzzler belt, and I would make it a real title, and then I would tell Roman Reigns that he is a B-Tech champion, and if he wants to step up to the man, I'll put him in his fucking place. I'll put him in the fucking grave. I'll be like, you punk ass sucker, I will put you in the ground, like Booker T style. I'll scissor kick his fucking Samoan head off. And then I'll let Katherine finish up with the body, because that's what Katherine does.
She's only interested in Austin Theory.
Mm-hmm. Is the final set now, is it Javon versus Oba?
No, Oba's not going to make it.
Oba's going to lose to Dominic Mysterio. And I'll tell you why he's going to lose.
I've got a horrible feeling that final's going to be Dom versus Finn.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling I know why Oba Femi is going to lose. And it's not because of Brock Lesnar. Dominic Mysterio is going to cry wolf that Oba Femi said that he's his daddy. And Dominic doesn't like that because he likes to be every woman's daddy. Because, again, Dominic Mysterio is a complete perv. But, in essence, Oba Femi, just for that one comment alone, is going to get hit with a low blow. He's going to he's going to Guerrero up, because it's not the Hulk up anymore. He's going to do a Guerrero up. and then he's gonna probably use the belt, lower himself to the ground. Referee will get distracted, and then he'll hit a low blow, he'll hit the frog splash, and he'll win the center of the ring.
The belt that he should be defending, mind you.
Yep. You notice they haven't had one SmackDown person win their King of the Ring match. Yes, because
No.
There's a reason why as well. I think the reason why they haven't had one SmackDown person win King of the Ring is because the person who's going to win it in the SmackDown side is actually somebody who's on Raw. Unfortunately, actually no, not really, because he lost his match. Jey Uso didn't win, so we're okay.
Jey Uso hasn't had his match yet.
I think if he
Seth
does
Rollins
win,
lost.
yeah, I think if Jey Uso does win, and I'm hoping I'm wrong because again, I hate being right. If Jey Uso wins and he gets to the final, he will be moved to SmackDown. He will be a SmackDown member and he will compete for the title against Chode. And he will
Well, to be
beat
fair, that
Cody.
does me a favour because at least I won't have to watch it because I hate SmackDown anyway. So.
I actually think Jey Uso's going to be the WWE champion. He's going to bring it back to that stupid faction, and then we'll have to end it all. I think Finn Balor's going to lose. As much that's the only time I'm ever going to advocate for a Spurs fan to do his job and actually reverse psychology.
Realistically, the only person that's going to stop Jey Uso winning is LA Knight, which isn't any better.
Or another prison officer.
Mm.
The whole King of the Ring setup is so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The tournament hasn't had any meaning since 1993 and 1994, when two greats won it back to back. Although, to be fair, maybe Brock Lesnar's, maybe King Booker, apart from that ridiculous accent. Edge, King of the Ring. Actually, no, there's been 5 good King of the Ring winners in WWE in terms of the actual pay-per-view tournament. Stone Cold, Triple H, no. Billy Gunn, no. Kurt Angle was okay as King of the Ring, but I preferred when he decided not to just carry it anymore. Mabel, the worst. There's been so many bad King of the Rings.
There have been many. There's also Ken Shamrock who won it for no reason, basically.
He won it just so The Rock can get an early title match. Bret Hart was the best of them, 1993.
Well, he won it twice, didn't he?
Yeah, he won it when it was just a tournament, but not on a pay-per-view. He was the first to win it on pay-per-view, so even better. One for you, Katherine.
Yeah, that's the best of Super Junior tournament. I guess since we've been talking about the King of the Ring, should we just get into that next?
Yeah, we're getting into this now because there's a lot of confusion. Harley Race won it as a tournament, same as Macho Man, but they never won it on pay-per-view, but they were still great. Conor McGregor's on Jimmy Fallon on June 16th. Well, hopefully somebody beats the living piss out of him.
Wait, that won't be Jimmy Fallon.
Nah, because he can't fight. So, Bleacher Report have actually put up their predictions for who they think is going to be this semi-finals of the tournament. So, no, sorry, final. The final itself, sorry. So, they have So we've already got Obafemi versus Dominic Mysterio in one of the semifinals. And then we've got Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez. But they're predicting Javon Evans versus Royce Keys.
Why?
And they're
I'm guessing because Roman's the champion and
and they're predicting Liv Morgan to face Lyra Valkyria in the semis. And then it'll be Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez in the women's final, and Obafemi versus Royce Keys in the men's final. And they've got Obafemi to win King of the Ring. And they've got Rodriguez.
They really think that this Brock Lesnar thing's just not happening.
I don't know, potentially. But Bleacher Report have got Rodriguez to win and Obafemi to win.
But then again, I think that if the Raquel Rodriguez versus Liv Morgan match is the final, that should just be a title match then.
It'll then... The thing is, though, is if you do that, that means Raquel gets the gets the title shot again at SummerSlam.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. What's the point in Raquel beating Liv now just to then face her again? That doesn't make sense to me.
No, I agree. It doesn't. I actually think Liv Morgan should have a different opponent for this. I actually think
just not been there.
Yeah, I know. I actually think Liv Morgan should go up against. I think she should go up against Flair, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised that Becky Lynch did win.
To be fair, I was more annoyed that Chelsea Green didn't win.
But then I guess Charlotte's ego wouldn't allow her to lose to Becky, which probably explains part of that.
Royce Keys winning does make sense because they're putting in a powerhouse to take on Roman. Dominic Mysterio's Intercontinental Champion going after the World Champion offers nothing.
He's not the champion anymore.
Good point. But he's not even in that faction. I'm not saying it. What's the point? Liv should never be in the tournament. Yeah, exactly. No world champ. I forgot he is only the Mega Campeon. And Penta's IC champion.
He doesn't defend it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Penta being the IC champion, what do you think of Chad Gable's whole character development?
I think this is a ploy. Like his all goody good apologizing, all that. I think it's leading up. I'm not saying it. What is people's obsession with this stupid thing? I swear the younger generation are losing the plot. But yeah, back in terms of where we're at, fixing this, there we go. I've had enough of this person. Right, how about this? How about I say something else instead and I say, fuck off. You 6'7" spaz. They are said if he as I get rid of them, exactly. It's always more fun. What is it with people wanting that thing to be said? It makes no sense. It's not even funny. They're going to have Chad versus Penta, and finally Chad wins one. To be honest, Chad Gable should just go and win the Triple A Mega Championship, to be honest, so they can run back. So they can run back El Grande Americano and Chad Gable for the title. And Chad Gable unmasks El Grande Americano and retains his title.
Now, wouldn't that be something?
It'd be excellent. People are into this. Exactly. I don't understand that whole thing. I don't get it. So I said it for a joke, but then I called them something more appropriate and got rid of them. It feels great. That person is like Fernando. irrelevant. Kaiser's going to win Mega Championship? I think so. And then probably lose it to Alberto El Patron. Spoiler.
But yeah, to
It's a bit
properly
late for that.
dissect the King of the Ring. Last
Mhm.
week we had Obafemi beat Penta, Solo Sikoa, and someone else that I can't remember. Someone else.
It was someone small. It was Carmelo Hayes.
There you go then.
Fernando was in Graham Matthews Asked GSM the other day asking the most ridiculous questions. I need to go see this. Is that on his
And then
YouTube
you
channel?
So what did you think of that first King of the Ring match that had over Mello, Penta, and Solo in it?
I agree with Chester. I preferred 16-man tournaments as well. I prefer when it was a one-night tournament, and that's how it should be. Okay, to answer your question there, what did I think of the first match? I actually thought the first match was relatively decent. The problem with it is I don't see any benefit of I thought the first match was decent in terms of the talent involved, except Carmelo Hayes. I don't rate him at all, and I think Obafemi is still green, but he's got more potential than Carmelo Hayes. My problem with the first match as well is the fact is that could have been two singles matches with more opportunity. I feel like they've only done that just because Obafemi is not ready for longer matches on the main roster. Therefore, we're just going to have a quick fatal four-way. I actually would have preferred Obafemi having a decisive match in the quarterfinals against the Intercontinental Champion, where he beats Carmelo Hayes, or he beats Chad Gable, and then Penta defeats the other, and then they face each other in either round 2 or round 3. I feel like they've wasted a chance there to have a developing story of one person making the final, whereas a fatal four-way isn't. Yes, it's harder to win a fatal four-way. You've got a 25% chance, but it's fatal four-ways for all the quarterfinals just to make singles semi-final matches. It's stupid. Once again, it's their ineptitude to book a good tournament. So that's where the failure for me of the first match is. It's that ineptitude.
Yep. And then you had the second one on SmackDown, which was Trick Williams, Damian Priest. I think it was Bron Breakker and Dominic Mysterio.
Mm-hmm. Again,
where basically everything that you said that Dom would do to Oba, he did to Damian Priest instead.
Yeah, literally. Fatal four-ways are ridiculous in tournaments, but to watch in general, they are good. But yes, in a tournament, a fatal four-way is useless.
And I definitely think that this match, Dom had no business winning this match.
Oh hell yeah!
I think that it should have been just as simple as Bron Breakker winning this match.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you got Dom winning, and then that led to Raw, where you had Seth, Javon, Talatonga, and Ricky Saints, and that was just
That was
the
a
height
clusterfuck.
was stupid. Where I actually want to say this. I know that when he was in New Japan, he wasn't the best, but I actually think that Hikuleo was the best performer in that match.
Yeah, he outperformed Seth Rollins in this one. Seth Rollins was basically neutered. Oh, sorry, I forgot. We don't talk about Jacob Fatu like that, apparently. But in circumstance, Seth Rollins, he got. This was another one like of what is the need. This made no sense. One of your top talents losing in the first round, a fatal four-way that includes Javon Evans.
Yeah, and of all the people, he's the one that wins.
And he's crap. All he is a bouncy castle with dreadlocks.
And I said this to some people, or like away from social media, like just people that I know. I think that
Good people.
they have basically just ruined the world title match for SummerSlam because now that it's not going to be Seth and that it's probably not going to be over, I don't care for it
People were actually hoping.
because we just know that Roman's going to win now.
People were hoping it would be Seth versus Roman to see once and for all who the better man is. Only one half of that
Even though
match
we know it's
mattered.
Seth, even though
Exactly. They've devalued a title that 3 people, when this title was initially brought back, 3 people tried everything they could to make it feel mean something, and that's Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, and Adam Copeland. Because that was the top favorite, and that was the final I predicted as well. I predicted Seth Rollins versus AJ when that tournament began for the title. I said AJ Seth Rollins tournament final, and everyone was like, "No, it should be Edge." So then Edge wins it, becomes the first champion, he holds it, and then Seth beats him and retires him. And I was like, no, it'll be AJ in the final, and unfortunately, he'll put over Seth Rollins, which was a mistake.
To be fair, I feel like the only reason that people thought that Edge was going to win it just because of the historical link to it and the fact that he never lost it when he retired.
He should have won at that Mania match as well.
And he didn't because Daniel Bryan got involved in it.
Yep. It should have been.
I'm fully convinced that the original plan was meant for Edge to beat Roman, but when Bryan got added, it had to change.
Yeah. It is basically just a rehash. That's all they're doing. They haven't got anything original. But all you're going to hear is what we do.
In case of emergency, break glass and bring out the bloodline.
Quintessentially. But another issue I have
with
with
the bloodline, there's one thing that you may not like, but we need to talk about, and that's Zilla Fatu supposedly being in the PCs.
Yeah. Zilla Fatu. Booker T will be happy because he's been trying for the longest time to get him in WWE anyway.
But no sane wrestling fan would be, because we all know what he's like.
He's a genuine scumbag. Is he a good worker? Yes. I won't deny that. He is a good worker. I've watched Zilla Fatu for a long time. But I always advocate a big company should not bother with this man. He has numerous times no-showed events that he has been already paid for to appear, and he has thrown them under a bus. Prime example, he was in a main event spot for House of Glory as the world champion already, and he no-showed. And then he done it again, and they never punished him. Then he done it a third time. So all they did at that point was they had his cousin clothesline him in a match. That was his punishment. Although, to be fair, he did lose to Bully Ray, but then he won the title back very quickly. That's not really a punishment.
No.
He's a genuine scumbag.
For having to share the ring with Bully Ray is a punishment, to be fair.
True, his body odor alone travels the whole length of the ring.
But then that's just rewarding Bully Ray, of all people. Why would you put him in the title picture? Why'd you?
Exactly. Just look at TNA. They already gave him 2 world title runs.
Yeah, and then they tried to give him another one when he came back a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah, that Full Metal Mayhem against Josh Alexander. Yeah. The worst Josh Alexander match I've ever seen. Genuinely his worst ever match. If you've never seen it, don't. I had the unfortunate privilege of watching it. Me and Eilidh, actually, because Eilidh watched that match. And we ridiculed it on the channel. Like, we proper.
Is she gonna be in the quiz this weekend?
Sadly, not. Eilidh's actually taking time away from the channel at the minute. A few things have come up, so sadly, Eilidh won't. But she is still watching. She's still supporting. But she's had to take she's just had to take a wee break for a while. But she will be back soon. She'll tell me when she'll be back. So don't worry. When she's back, I won't. Yeah, She just told me that she's taking a wee bit of time, which is fine. She knows that she's always welcome here anyway. She's the OG co-host, so she's never gonna not be back on the channel. She'll be back on when she's ready. So
And to be fair, that's perfectly understandable. I think in the space of wrestling, we all need a break sometimes.
Exactly. I just feel like WWE is making the tournament so predictable and not unpredictable. They're destroying the King of the Ring gimmick. The King of the Ring gimmick was already destroyed when Roman Reigns took the crown from Xavier Woods.
Hmm.
It was already destroyed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that faction could have been a lot better if it was just younger talent managed by James Storm as the leader. But no, we're going to put in... And we're going to put in Nox, and we're going to put in Taz, and we're going to put in Flubba Dubba Doo. We're going to put in Devon Scrappy Doo. And we're just going to run this boring crap. The only good veteran they put in was Luke Gallows. Because he actually looked imposing.
Mr. Anderson, I guess.
He was really bad in that faction.
They made him a loser, that's why.
Exactly.
And then when they had the chance to give him the title, when they should have, they didn't.
She is awesome, yeah. She is awesome. He's only seen that to get a reaction out of you.
Oh, no, there's no reaction needed. We know that she's a great co-host.
She absolutely is. I feel for it when I thought
people that are secure don't need. People that are secure in their position don't need to be upset about small things.
Exactly. There's only one position that'll never change.
Whereas we mention a quiz, you want to talk about it, which is more than fine.
Exactly. To be fair, in circumstance, when it comes to the main thing, there is only one position that'll never change, and that's what says underneath my name. No one is better than the owner.
I'm trying to think what's it say under this? Because I know that you like to change what's under this sometimes.
Yeah, that's remained like that for a long time. I am the host and the owner, and it's never going to change unless I decide to give ownership to someone. But hey ho, that ain't happening. But yeah, King of the Ring tournament. I
said, nor do we need it to.
Exactly. To be fair, I could always step aside from being the main host at some stage. I'm not going to, but I easily could. And do things behind the scenes. But I like being the face of this. This is...
I mean, to be fair, if you were going to do that, you probably would have done it during whatever was going on during WrestleMania. If you...
Exactly. It's just not going anywhere. See, in terms of another thing about the King of the Ring that actually I've got a problem with, and this is another thing that not many people are talking about. The King of the Ring has another worse issue than simply just being fatal four ways and then you're getting to compete against Roman to lose to him. The King of the Ring is purely being designed just to give Saudi some attention when it shouldn't be. They're using the concept that's been around since 1985 just to appease a country that is giving you money to give events 3-4 times a year. King of the Ring shouldn't be about that. It should be about celebrating talent, working hard to get to the main event spot, not to quote unquote appease the Saudis for preventing it.
Yeah,
it's not essential. It's not helpful at all.
Not at all, no.
And not many people are talking about that. If you actually go and look at any podcaster right now or content creator, even current wrestling content creators, Jim Cornette's not talking about this. Even Dutch Mantel, I've not mentioned he's not been around for a while. He's been unwell. I don't watch that Gimp Rene Dupree, so I don't care what he says. Busted Flaps aren't talking about it. Speaking of that, Nick Nemeth will be coming on to you very shortly, mate. Because Jesus, yeah, exactly. There's not many that are genuinely talking about the issue that King of the Ring is being used as a means
And
to
you know for a
appease.
fact that none of these influencers are talking about it. You're
No,
not going to
because
hear Wheezy Blonde or JD from New York talking about it.
or Santi Zap.
Mm.
I've got nothing
Or
against
even
Santi
Aaron,
out of the three of them. He's at least level-headed.
or even Aaron Loves Wrestling. You're not going to hear him talking about it.
Aaron
All
Love's
you'll hear
dick
about,
is too busy
all
doing.
you'll hear about him is talking about how they're doing Cody Rhodes wrong by having him face Gunther all the time.
Or trying to go into other people's things and sending super chats begging for people to collaborate with him.
Mm.
Solo Monster, please. Please, Solo Monster. Come on my channel, we'll talk about the Bible. I declare, fuck you.
But yeah, this is something that
or
needs
another
to
one,
be highlighted more.
it
The
does.
Saudi obsession or refusing to talk about Saudi and what they do is it's just not acceptable.
This is what I think is kind of ironic. They're so interested. Was about to say, isn't ALW a swearing word? Not essentially.
No,
More or less,
we can poke fun, but we don't go out of our way to talk about him because obviously he's irrelevant, like all of the other people that we got rid of from here.
Exactly. It's supposed to be about making the next talent, not bury or allow champions to compete. Bingo.
Yeah,
And you were spot on 2 seconds
like I
ago.
was saying, the only
About
champions that should be allowed to
tag
put on
teams
here
or
is
singles or
tag
mid-card.
teams or mid-card champions, because again, the mid-card champions are the people that you're trying to test the waters on to see if they're good enough to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Although in
Absolutely.
the case of Penta, you don't really need to test him. You know he's good enough.
Yeah. I also feel like this is the opportunity they could have used to put Ilya Dragunov back in a good position. Because again, I do
Yeah,
not
but
know
they
what
don't
they're
rate
doing
him.
with him.
They don't rate
Yeah,
him.
which
And I
is
saw that
weird.
report on us,
That
which
doesn't
means
make
he
any
needs to
sense.
get out of there. He needs to get out of there.
He needs to go elsewhere. I don't think they know what they're doing with him. And it's not in the sense of make him a world champion. It's the sense of he's proven he can go with the best they have, and that's still not
Yeah.
enough. It doesn't make any sense.
To be fair, they could always send him to Triple R. That's where they send all the people that they don't know what to do with us.
True. That is very
I would
true.
like him to go to New Japan.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. What the heck? Why? No. Why?
Yeah, definitely. I think that we need to go a step further, and not just Seth needs to move away from the vision. The vision needs to come to an end.
That as well. Not against that either.
Because realistically, the vision was supposed to help Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. You've made Bron Breakker a joke by basically forcibly removing him from the world title scene and then lumping him with Austin Theory. And then Bronson Reed, who you had actually beat Roman Reigns, he's now injured. And then when he comes back, you're going to make Roman beat him. So where's the progression there?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It genuinely does not make any sense. But I don't know. If at least they've calmed down his fake fan.
Yeah, like I think
Who?
what I would do is the moment Bron Breakker loses the tag title, he needs to kind of separate himself from the rest of the group. Like if they want to keep the group as a thing, they can do that, but they need to separate him so that he's like more of a serious solo act rather than being lumped in with the rest of them.
Oh, he's fake tan. Yeah, but
Oh yeah,
that's a fair one.
yeah. At least he's not orange anymore. He actually looks like a human. Yet.
Hmm.
America have enough orange people to deal with.
True.
Which, speaking of, did you see that Donald Trump got booed at the Knicks game?
I heard about that.
And then they said that the Knicks lost because of him and not because of Danhausen. Not.
That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Bloodline has been stale far longer than 2021.
The
If
bloodline
anything,
got stale. Where do we even?
when Sami Zayn joined,
Pretty much.
even before that.
Pretty much. I say that the bloodline should have ended after the Usos lost the tag titles. They shouldn't have been forced to stick around and still be supporters of Roman. Roman should have just got rid of them from there and they go their separate ways.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's reasonably fair.
But instead they stuck at it and this is what's happened. They've done the split and then Roman's basically now that he's supposedly this beacon of goodness, he's basically begged them to come back and be his slaves without apologizing for what he's done.
Pretty much.
And that's given the Usos the right to think that they can make Jacob their slaves, but Jacob's not having it. Especially not from Jay Smith.
Mm.
Which I find very amusing. How Jay thinks that he's the shot caller, and Jacob's just like, no, you're good, mate.
Literally, that's not literally. Jesus, Nick.
Wheeler Tonga, that is something.
Very.
And yet you'd probably still be a better performer than Wheeler Yuta.
Mm.
Which I guess now we can get into. Why the hell is Shane Taylor facing John Moxley tomorrow?
I got no idea. Yeah, we've discussed that. Don't even remind me. Horror. Genuine horror show, that. But in terms of that, as to be fair, we haven't done the
He's still not
SWA
returned
for
yet.
the SWA hasn't been back for you. I'm bringing it back soon though. I'm just like,
Have they actually sorted out Universe yet on 2K26? Because
honestly, no.
last I heard is that it was a mess, and that there was no
It's
point in even using it last.
it's not great at all. I'm thinking about trying something different. If we do it, but I'm thinking maybe we try something else with it. Like maybe we add in current time. I've generally, because everything that's been going on, I haven't created any new characters at all. So I'm thinking we might try something else with it, but still have what we have, but maybe add something with it, like maybe like veterans or something, or legends. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
And yeah, I know that the situation between them's been brewing on Collision, but my point is why? What's the point?
You're screwed now that I have 2K26. I will play online and force my way to top of the card. I play on legend difficulty, you know. You ain't beating me. You've got more luck at beating Billy in a quiz than beating me on a 2K game.
Oh, come on,
Speaking
that's
of
not very hard. You make it, give him a challenge.
Fine, beating me in a quiz. That is a
Well, that's
challenge.
difficult.
Mr. T can't be held down by your 50-50 booking. It's not 50-50 booking. It's actually the AI itself. It's got nothing to do with me. All I do is just make the matches. It's not my fault that you can't win a title. Although, to be fair,
Maybe
Josiah
that's
can't
what
hold it.
maybe that's what WWE need to do. Maybe they just need to let
Cheat codes.
the bookers book. Maybe they just need to let the bookers book the matches, but just let the wrestlers do what they want, and then just like you can book like the scheduled matches and you can book the results, but just let the wrestlers wrestle rather than making them do whatever it is that you want them to.
Yeah. Mr. T won every time I saw it. He probably did. Putting something in the private chat for you, mate, because I'm confused. Don't pretend to be the font of all knowledge. Reece knows I've always said that. I know random stuff, but I don't know enough for the quizzes. Thing is, my knowledge is freaky. Yeah, yeah. See what I mean? I don't get it. Last SWA, Mr. T lost to me. Yeah. I'll let you put that in the. I suppose maybe the Discord or something. I don't know, but like I've got like I don't know. I don't know. Error strike. Fatal error strike from the record. Lol. To be fair, I have missed doing that. Like I have missed doing the SWA streams. It has been a long while, and I apologize. It's been so long. Because it's a lot of. It's so much fun. It's just it has been a while, and I've been doing other things, but this is obviously something I need to bring back, and I should bring back. It's been far too long.
It has been.
I actually can't remember when the last one was. I'm enjoying learning the game. Good. It's always that's the best part about learning a game, besides having a laugh, is just learning the ins and outs of it and what you can do, and just enjoying the quality. Let's do a crossover. What are you thinking? Yeah, I have, which I'm not happy with, but I have had a lot going on, but it's no excuse when I'm letting content slip. It's not great, but
Well, I
we've
mean,
had
it's
a
your
lot
ill.
of other
There's
things
nothing
on.
to do about this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a fair assessment. You should apologize for not making Mr. T champion.
No. I mean, no, because you're not in the World Championship division, and also, just because you've won matches, you haven't won a number one contenders match. You've not been in a number one contenders match yet. Therefore, I cannot award you a title shot. Just saying. But you never know. You may win one at some stage.
I think the
To be
chances are
fair,
very high. Everyone seems to win a title in that game.
Yeah, and before anyone says, should have gave me more of a challenge in my first title defense. So what I'm hearing is a hostile takeover of the SW, myself, Josiah's character, and Billy. But Josiah's already a character that's a champion, and he's in my faction.
Yeah. I don't need to take over anything. I've already got what I need.
Yeah, he's my... He is my mid-card champion. He is my Aero Steel champion. I don't think you realize that my character... Well, actually, which one?
Yeah.
Because I've got a new character as well. Josiah won't turn on me.
No.
He won't turn on me. But yeah, you really want to take on the person who's won the most world championships in SWA's history? I don't think so.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, nobody takes on
And
Leon.
I'm not just saying that because I'm a stablemate. I genuinely don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, no one takes on Leon Tempest and manages to survive unless you're the Wick who uses the cash in because he's a filthy little cheat. It's the only reason why Leon Tempest can't challenge for the championship unless he bloody wins the... Unless he wins the... Well, he has to win one particular type of match, and he ain't going to do it, so...
I mean, never say never.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Leon Tempest is a character I've used for over 20 years. Like, he's been my character since SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, and he's on my 2007 save still.
As he should be.
Rightly so. He is the man. Yeah. Bill is the equivalent of Akira Tozawa.
Be more specific, Akira Tozawa outside of Dragon Gate.
Yeah, exactly, because that version at least could wrestle.
Yeah.
But in terms of tempering my expectations, no. Your character would get smoked inside out by Leon Tempest. If he's not gonna the Tempest driver, he's gonna lock you in a sharpshooter. And did I forget this guy also has Destino as a finisher? He has the Cave-In as a finisher, and he's got a diving move as a finisher, and he's got the Hidden Blade as one of his 5 signatures. Yeah, I've been promoting it for you because you do have Matt Striker on your show tomorrow. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. 5 o'clock my time, so I actually will be finished work when that starts, so I will be able to watch it on the train home. Sharpshooter is not overrated. How dare you? For that alone, I'm going after this to turn on 2K26, and I'm just going to lock in the Sharpshooter, and I'm going to record it, and I'm going to put it, watch your character tap out as a YouTube short. Has the weekly steel table been back? No. Just me solo, no Nick. Yeah, Nikki said that she was it's working. She's working, so she wouldn't be there. Bill is the equivalent to Ricardo Rodriguez. That's harsh. To be fair, Billy's actually got a cool character look. Like, he is based on Abyss and Mick Foley. Well, Mankind. Although he wears a satin shirt, so he probably stole it out of B&M. Sorry, H&M. Although Billy and Mick is probably his B&M slogan. Now, to be fair, we do in the chat have one funny character. We do have someone who is going by the use of Al Snow, which is funny.
Oh dear.
Oh my god, what a name choice. Bill Swoggle. Oh dear god. Oh dear god. One thing we haven't spoken about yet, but we are going to, because unfortunately we have to talk about this. We do need to talk about we do need to talk about WWE's legal issues. Because the way that this whole thing is going, it seems more and more each day is getting. What is your favorite King of the Ring final from the 90s? I think it's pretty obvious what my final is, to be honest. It's Brett versus Bam Bam. For me, it'll always be that. It's Brett versus Bam Bam. It's actually one of the best worked matches. It's the best tournament for me from start to finish in terms of how someone got to a final, but also every other subsequent member getting to a final. It is the best one. You could argue other tournaments maybe have importance about character growth and character development, but 1993 was the best wrestler in WWE and arguably the best wrestler in the world, proving why he is the best in the world. Before people were calling themselves the best in the world, he was just simply the best. And you win 3 tournament matches without having to use your finisher. In terms of character work, Stone Cold and Owen Hart's tournament wins established great character gimmicks. Austin 316 and the King of Hearts, Owen Hart. But Brett's victory, he beat Razor Ramon. He then goes and beats Mr. Perfect. And he beats Bam Bam Bigelow.
Mm-hmm.
And Bam Bam is one of the best big men ever. Legitimately one of the best. Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, is arguably better than their SummerSlam match. And that SummerSlam match is one of my all-time favorite matches. But you could arguably say the King of the Ring match is better because Mr. Perfect at this point was injury-free. And then obviously the Razor match, Razor was untouchable. But if you look at 1993, in terms of who he lost to, he lost to one person twice in high-profile matches, Bret Hart at the Royal Rumble, and he lost to Bret in King of the Ring. Obviously, for Razor Ramon, his worst loss came a year later. Because, again, nobody's ever going to escape a 3 count chant. But he helped a young kid get over. That was one of the best rookie runs as well, but, like, it'll never be the best rookie run. There's only one rookie run that stands above the rest. And that's Kurt's.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't think there's ever been a better, or there will ever be a better rookie run than Kurt's in terms of first year as a rookie. I just don't think it's possible. Winning 2 titles in the space of a couple of months, to defend those 2 titles in Mania, to win King of the Ring, and then be world champion for 4 months. And you beat everybody, including the guy you won to beat the title. You defend against him successfully, only to then lose to the same man before the biggest show. You then have arguably the best singles match on the card that's not for a title. You've got one of the best feuds of 2001. Then you win the title again in your second biggest feud of 2001, arguably. you could arguably say there's no better run. I don't think there is. I think the second best rookie run is Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing comes close to Kurt. The only way someone could honestly have a better rookie year than Kurt is if they were to win 4 major championships in the first year to outrank his King of the Ring win, because there's not many that you can realistically do. You'd have to win 4 major titles in your first year to outdo Kurt Angle.
And you can't do that now because there's only 3, well, even 2 titles per brand.
Yeah, and you're not going to manage in AEW either, because Tony Khan is never going to allow someone to win 4 major titles in a single year.
The only way that someone's going to do that is if Obafemi does win King of the Ring, and then wins the IC title and the world title.
He would still need one more, I think. Tag titles or the US title, maybe. Just decides to go, fuck this, I'm claiming that as well. But yes, essentially, because it's just what happens. It just depends on what happens or what you do. But I don't think anyone will ever top Kurt's rookie year.
It'd be very hard to.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the whole WWE legal situation.
Yeah. So we know that individuals will soon have to be testifying in court.
Mm-hmm.
We know in terms of names, it's Ariel Helwani. Sorry, Ari Emanuel. Ariel Helwani is the clown who is overly bald and does nothing. No offense to bald people, but Helwani is a boring bald man. Ari Emanuel is what I meant. You've got Nick Khan, Levesque, Stephanie McMahon, Vince has to appear, and there was someone else. Is it Shapiro?
I think so.
Arguably, Stone Cold benefited most from a King of the Ring win, and King Booker was probably the best character to come from it. I disagree on King Booker. I disagree purely because of that ridiculous accent. The accent ruined it for me. And also, after he lost the world title, that was it. Like, his entire run as King Booker was basically beat Rey Mysterio with help from Chavo Guerrero, which is just laughable in itself, to then having a wasted triple threat match at Cyber Sunday against Cena and the Big Slow, to then win that because of Kevin Federline. Again, fucking weird.
And then lose to Batista.
And then lose to Batista after having several matches with him for the world title. And as well, Booker T could legitimately destroy Batista in a fight.
Which he did.
Yeah.
Before SummerSlam.
Yeah. But then you still allowed him to have you up against the wall. Please tell me. So bloody boring. Like, in retrospect, as good as Booker T actually was as King Booker for a character, the whole run for it really could have been so much better. What's up, Glenn? Good to see you. It's been a wee while. That character could have been so much better, King Booker. I think what lets him down, I think what lets Booker T down as King Booker is the fact that King Regal was so much better. Like, 100%, honestly, I think William Regal was far better than Booker T as King of the Ring. Like, I like the fact that he was pure smug anyway, that he was running Raw, and he decides to be a king in suits and still run Raw as a GM. I thought that was just hilarious. I think you should be punished for your sins. Therefore, you're about to face this man, Umanga. when he called out fucking Jeff Hardy when he came back from his 90-day suspension. King Booker didn't have a great win since he won King of the Ring. Yeah. The Macho King was fun, but the sad thing about Macho King was the fact that he lost to Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania. But to be fair, I did like the fact that he advocated for 5 elbow drops and then Warrior just powers out. So he at least made a finisher fest feel relevant in that way. Oh, but still, he lost to Ultimate Warrior.
No, Hulk Hogan lost to the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, but fuck Hulk Hogan. What's up, Abel? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. So, back to these legal issues. So we know who's going to testify. Here's the question. Do you think it's going to get that far?
No.
Because I have the same opinion as what, ironically, I have the same opinion of what Katherine and Nikki said on Sunday. They are going to do absolutely everything they can to settle so Vince doesn't get to talk. But if they do settle, I think that goes in Vince's favor. Because then he'll have all that ammunition to go, now I can fully focus on what I want to do. Because everybody knows what Vince wants. Vince has got 2 agendas. I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad.
Oh, good, thank you.
Vince has 2 agendas. Agenda number 1, reclaim the company that he sold, but also the fact that he thought he was going to be running it with under TKO, with TKO. He was expecting to still run the damn thing. Agenda number 2, if he doesn't get it, he will find absolutely everything he can to have that company destroyed. Because that was his life, and it was taken from him. And to be fair, he deserved it for what he's done to people. But because of that, he will find absolutely everything he can to get his own form of revenge. In Vince's mind, he doesn't care. Everybody knows Vince McMahon does not care about anyone but himself. But you stole something from him that he spent 50 odd years building. That man will not give a flying fuck.
No.
But if they settle, what do you think is going to happen? Like, monetary amount, what do you think? I think you're looking at 12-figure sums.
Yeah.
Like, close to $1 billion.
Yeah, it's going to be
each.
a lot.
Someone's going to be a very unrich person.
And I think it's going to be Ari Emanuel.
Yeah.
He's going to, because he's the head of TKO, he's going to be the one that has to take the hit.
And you know he is going to lose control for it. You know that he will, at that point, he will go, well, if that's how it's going to be, then he will pull out. Probably not as good as Montez Ford, but he will pull out for sure.
And if that does happen, my only request is that it doesn't get into the hands of The Rock.
Oh, for sure. But remember, The Rock can't afford it on his own. Because Ari Emanuel, I generally think he would sell, TKO would sell WWE. And at that point, you know where it's going. And it ain't
straight
Disney.
Back to Vince.
Vince with the Saudis.
Although, to be fair, I think at this point, given what we've seen, I genuinely would rather have Vince in creative than Triple H.
I think a lot of people would also agree with you. I think a lot of people would agree with
as bad as it sounds because of what he's done. Triple H has been that bad where I'm willing to have that happen now.
Yeah. Just seen there that despite the win over Ukraine, the England women's team are in the playoffs to qualify for the World Cup.
Well, that's what they get for getting destroyed by Spain then.
No, they got pummeled. Absolutely pummeled. The Rock can't afford it on his own. Yeah, Vince can. Vince is when it comes to money, Vince ain't stupid. Like that's
all
one
Vince
thing.
needs to do is all Vince needs to do is just give them the money that they gave him back, and that's it.
Yeah. And Vince will then do a Florentino Perez slightly. He will lock that shit down. Although, to be fair, he'll be aiming for more than 64% of control.
He'll take it all back.
Yeah. Vince will do anything. And see if he does get in charge. Nick Khan's gone because Nick Khan's the one that leaked everything to the New York Post or whatever it's called. And Levesque will be gone because who gives a shit that he's the son-in-law? Who gives a shit? He will get rid of him.
No, I don't think he'll get rid of him, but I just think he'll have him back in the role that he was in before.
Yeah, relegate him to Coffee Boy.
Or send him back to NXT.
Yeah, and then he'll make it even worse. Oh, wait, never mind. There's not much he can do anyway, make that any better. He does want his power back. He wants everything. But I agree, he should be locked up. Vince is...
And this is the thing, because that whole situation's gone on so long, you just know that he's not going to jail. He's
no.
Because if he was, he would have been there already.
Yeah. Not to mention as well, there's another important part of this whole situation that needs to be looked at. Look who else has recently become a major shareholder in WWE, or even just a shareholder, in the company, in TKO.
ESPN.
Donald Trump.
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's another thing. He is friends with Donald Trump. And not only that, his wife is obviously a senator. Like,
well, his ex-wife.
Well, yeah, ex-wife, yeah. Vince has got stake in the game. Like, that man plays...
We're not talking about Triple H, we're not.
No, we're not. Vince is like... You know, like, the thing about Vince is actually really annoying. You could honestly say that Vince McMahon is the ultimate chess player. Everyone is playing checkers. That man's been playing chess since 1970s, like 1970s.
Yeah.
Going at 1980s. Like, that man is... He is conniving and crazy. He bought stock for the UFC. I thought it was for WWE. Is it for UFC? Even better then. That's one company he's going to fuck up then. To be fair, I just seen he bought a shareholder, but I wasn't sure if it was WWE or UFC.
To be fair, there's going to be
Trump will still get
UFC at the White House. So
that is true, actually. To be fair, Trump could still invest into the WWE side as well. Because he's been associated with that company since 2007. Yeah, Trump will play a slow game. Although he's another one fucking dickhead that needs to be ended. Not killed. I'm not advocating for a killing. I'm saying ending in terms of just end his power, end his political influence. That man needs to be removed. Because America ain't going anywhere progressively if he remains in control. Did you see as well that he
just look at all the stuff that's going on with the World Cup and that Somali referee that they refused entry for, despite him having all of the credentials to be there.
He's Africa's top referee as well. Like Africa's #1 ranked referee, and he's been banned entry into there. I tell you another thing as well is actually really bad. Have you seen what Trump said about Iran?
I haven't, no, but I also heard that their tickets have been basically cancelled.
They have. He said that Iran attacked an Apache helicopter and there must be a response from the US. Donald Trump is the most stupid human being on this planet.
Honestly.
Like if he genuinely goes after them, he has no clue what's going to hit him. Like he really is stupid. Someone needs to put a stop to him. Tony Khan buys in terms of
he has Americans. To be fair, Donald Trump has Americans themselves trying to kill him. Imagine if he gets other countries involved with him.
I mean, he's already won out of NATO. That's how much of a dumbass he is. World Cup is in travesty. Yep, it is. I honestly think Tony Khan buying WWE now offers him nothing. What does he actually get out of it? Like, I actually feel like he's already got the company that makes sense for him. He's doing okay with Ring of Honor now as well. He's managed to turn that around, but I think he should stick to what he's doing. He doesn't need WWE. And quite frankly, I actually think WWE fans would not welcome Tony Khan in.
No.
Yes, he's a wrestling fan. Yes, he's been to WWE shows. He's polite with everybody. But the way that he runs AEW meticulously, I don't think WWE fans would like that as well, because he's not in their system. He's not one of theirs. They would rebel against him and want him gone. Like, you think of the abuse that Triple H does get for how bad his creative actually is. Think of the abuse that Tony Khan will get alone just for buying that company. Like, that man would be left, right, and center. And I don't think I'm over exaggerating on that. I think I'm being genuinely accurate.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nick Khan,
did
you? No, I did not actually. To be fair, I am barely on my social media, So Roman, he said Roman Rock versus Seth Cody was the original match for Mania because Cody gave Rock his spot after he won the Rumble in 2024, and he was lying. So who was lying? Nick Khan was lying, or Cody was lying? I'm confused. Like, which part was lying here? Is Nick Khan the one lying, or Cody Rhodes giving his spot to The Rock? I don't know. What's the reference here for lying? I mean, to be Nick Khan lying, okay. Sup, Roy Sheen? Absolutely, because he doesn't fit their way of wrestling corporate culture. No, he doesn't. Could you honestly imagine WWE fans having to watch when Tony Khan goes, by the way, guys, yes, we do stories, but predominantly our TV is going to be wrestling matches. The amount of WWE talent on there going, oh shit, we have to work. None of that slow beat.
I think they'd enjoy that, actually.
I think the good thing about that is the slow moving wrestlers would then be phased out, and you actually get to see talents that can work properly and quickly will get to enjoy themselves, like an Io Sky, a Julia, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace. They will actually get to work.
And that's another thing. If TK have to sell, whoever comes in, they need to get rid of Michael Hayes for his hatred against Chelsea Green.
Yeah, because we know he was definitely involved in making sure that she didn't win that King of the Ring match.
Yeah.
Horrible. No, I don't want premium.
What, YouTube Premium?
No, Twitter Premium. Because I've went back onto my PC for the first time in ages. Have you seen that, like, well, to be fair, we know this, but yesterday was the anniversary of Okada Omega Dominion.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mo tagged me in a tweet from yesterday. I'm seeing this now as well. George Iceman. Oh, he's asked me what I think about. Yeah. I want to see TNA get away from the whole thing, but it's not going to happen now. It's too late.
At this point, I want to see them sold because I'm tired of it now.
Yeah. Oh, one of my Liverpool friends has mentioned me. I literally go into this Liverpool podcast. He's a nice guy, Owen. He lives in France, but he messaged me saying, "You ever want to appear at any point?" I was like, "Yeah, for a laugh, absolutely." Oh, for God's sake, Roy Sheen. No, not Doug. It's a different one. Although, to be fair, I've not been on a podcast with Doug in quite a while. Doug's fun. Like I like Doug. It's your Twitter anniversary. I don't care. Doug's class. I haven't been on in quite a while though, but yeah. Took you long enough. It took you long enough. Yeah, I'm barely on my Twitter now. Like just in and out, just I log in, then after that that's the end of it. But it's not on my phone, like the app's not on my phone anymore. Which I'm kinda good with. Just seeing if there's any news, but there
I saw
much.
news that AJ Lee isn't coming back anytime soon.
Would not surprise me. Quite frankly, she shouldn't. Yeah, Twitter anniversary is just hilarious. It's been a long, for goodness sake, Roy Sheen. That's just. I don't see anything else. Ooh. Oh, that realistically should be easy. So that Carlos Estrada account, right, put up a one's gotta go WCW edition, right? 4 wrestlers, one's gotta go. Crow Sting, Hollywood Hogan, Dallas Page. So this, by the looks of it, this is 97 to 99 Dallas Page.
Okay.
And the 4th one is Goldberg.
By Goldberg.
Yeah, same for me as Goldberg. And before anyone
that's
goes,
the only
wow.
thing that saves hope. And then that's.
Yeah.
If it was anyone else, it would be him gone instead of yours.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's just logical that you don't pick Hollywood Hogan because he genuinely did take it forward, even though he did take it forward, but then it didn't last much longer. But the guy's mental. Fuck's sake. You two are terrible. You are all fucking terrible. Yeah, I don't really care about Twitter celebrations. They're all pointless. Hang on. Okay, what is that?
What have you discovered?
So Marina Shafir posted a picture on her Twitter, right?
Oh, well, I think I know what this is.
I'm trying to figure out what's in her back pockets.
Yeah, I've been trying to
Now, Abel,
figure out what it is, but apparently it's like chewing tobacco thing.
it must be because Abel, remember to behave. I'm trying to figure out generally what is in her pockets from a logical perspective here.
I mean, you could ask Orange Cassidy. He likes to put
He's
his
an
hands in
expert.
pockets.
Scary movie was funny. Yeah, I'm trying to figure
But
out
not
what.
scary.
I'm just trying to figure out what they are. I can't tell if that is chewing tobacco or not, but if it is, then in both pockets.
Maybe she's
Even
counting the muxes as well.
I was honestly thinking if she got split handcuffs. She just gives me that type best behavior. For God's sake, Roy Sheen. You lot are on a different mood tonight. You lot need to behave regularly. Yeah. So let's see. Right. See, for that alone, for that alone, I'm going to see if I can find as a tier list or something. Because you lot are fucking pure evil.
Speaking of him, he's got a #1 contenders match today.
Oh yeah, so he does against Rook, who's been pushed far too quickly.
Or as the IWC call him, Piper Niven.
Oh no.
I don't know if you've seen any of that. I don't.
Why do I have to be obligated to my fucking name? Darn it.
I want Spider-Man!
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in.
Reece Russell.
I believe in.
Reece Russell.
Cause you love him in Scotland and 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 Scotland. They say I believe in.
Reece Russell.
I believe in.
Reece Russell.
He seems to have come out of nowhere to answer the prayers of the city, just when all hope seemed to be lost.
I believe in.
Reece Russell.
I'm thinking about editing that video and putting my face on the Spider-Man mask, so when you actually see him like running and then lands on the taxi, my face is just there. I don't know. I'll need to think about it. Pizza party, let's go, for God's sake. Right. We're going to do one more thing, and then that'll be us for the evening. and I'll get the remainder of the quiz prepped for Saturday. Because, yes. Let's have a look. Roy Sheen, the only thing you deserve is to be kicked in the bloody River Nile. Pizza time, Roy Sheen is here. What, is she eating all the pizzas? Try to find something that's fun. That's actually a thing. I suppose for a joke we can do one and it'll wind people up.
Because we all love that, don't we?
Yep. We're actually going to do a tier list based on WWE's authority figures. Kind of a coincidence, funnily enough, this evening. Although I feel bad for one of the talents because of one picture they've used. They actually have one man 3 times. Is there anyone else that have more than that? Let's have a look. No. What's going on at West Ham? But the David Gold
Nothing.
thing? Nothing really. Although, to be fair, it is crazy. I don't think anything will happen to him anyway. I genuinely don't. I will challenge you to an Iron Man match to get them back, but he can challenge you to an Iron Woman match, and then that's you being commanded. If she ever figures that out, I am fucking screwed. Okay, so we have, in terms of... So we've got 5 categories. We've got the greatest, great, all right, bearable, and utter horseshit. We have 41 people at different periods of their career who were authority figures. So we have AJ Lee, the anonymous Raw GM, Armando Alejandro Estrada. We have Baron Corbin. We have Booker T, Divas title sex maniac. We have Bret Hart. We've got Daniel Bryan. We've got Donald Trump. We've got Rockstar Spud before he pissed his pants. We've got Eric Biscotti. We've got Gorilla Monsoon. We've got Jack Tunney, who will answer for his crimes. We have Bradshaw. We've got Pervert. We've got Coach. We have Wheelchair Angle. We have GM Angle. We have Mick Foley, Commissioner Foley, Mike Adamley, Paige, ECW Heyman, SmackDown Heyman, Ric Flair, Commissioner Slaughter, 2017 Shane O'Mac, 99 Shane O'Mac, Commissioner Michaels, far too young Stephanie McMahon to run a company on TV, older Steph from 2013 from the Authority, Sheriff Austin, 2013 Teddy Long, or maybe 2011, 2012 actually, 04 Teddy Long, Tiffany, or as you guys all know her as Tara Terrell, former longest reigning Knockouts champion in TNA, until Taya Valkyrie blasted that. You've got Paul Levesque, unfortunately, Vicky Guerrero, Vince, who only shows once, King Regal, Commissioner Regal, NXT General Manager William Regal. So he definitely gets around. So 41 people. Where do you want to start? You can have
Anonymous Raw General Manager bottom.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm also,
An
because of
absolute
this,
waste.
yeah, in the same category, I'm also going to put him because he did nothing.
No.
Chat, you as well. You can put in anyone you'd like, but everyone gets one each, and you have to be specific. You can't just say Teddy Long and then expect to get both. You need to say the correct one. You're up next.
I'm gonna go for SmackDown Paul Heyman in the top 2.
I concur. Big Johnny utter horseshit says Chester, and I agree. I'm gonna put the obvious contender because it's quite obvious. I'm going to put Vince at the very top as well because even if you hate the man, which all of us do, you can't not put him in the top tier. It doesn't make any sense. Who's next for you?
Baron Corbin is going in our shit.
Yep. I'm going to put Wheelchair Angle in great just because I love the complete tolerance of a feud he had with Eddie Guerrero. And also, it was just funny how he just bullied John Cena. Like, actually, to be fair, that for me alone, goes in top tier.
And I'm putting GM Angle in bearable.
GM Angle and bearable. Yeah, to be fair,
I would have put him in all right, but he let Baron Corbin bully him around. But
yeah, that's a sackable offense. Roy Sheen is saying Donald Trump bearable.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he was only in charge for one show, and it was.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
Where are you going next?
1 second. Teddy Long for SmackDown is great. So says Chester. Says Abel. Sorry, he's saying second tier for Teddy Long. Okay. Chester saying Tiffany goes in all right. Dan says Regal great. Which one? There's 3 of them. You need to be specific. I'm gonna go with Commissioner Foley. And he's not the greatest, but just for the outlandish stuff, and to be fair, he did help make the Austin return story even better. And obviously he gave us Armageddon Hell in a Cell. He actually wasn't afraid to put Kurt Angle in the main event scene, and he wasn't afraid to book from an on-screen perspective Chris Benoit in back-to-back main event scenes, and he gave Jericho a push.
Yeah, but you also gave Rikishi a push.
I mean, that's why he's not in the greatest. But he also is responsible for us getting TLC.
True.
So I'll give him that as well. So that's why he's in great for me. Commissioner Regal, to be specific. Where you want to go next, bud?
I'm gonna go Eric Bischoff, and I'm gonna put him in the greatest.
Yeah, I think he's top tier as well. I think
For the
he's
simple
just
fact
ahead.
that SmackDown in the Ruthless Aggression era had about 5 different general managers, but he was the general manager for pretty much the whole time until he got sacked.
Yeah, he lasted 3.5 years.
Hmm.
Well, just about that actually. Yeah, NXT Regal and great. Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna go. I'm actually going to say Bret Hart and Bearable for the same reason as Donald Trump. He barely was around. Like, and the only thing that stood out was him telling
Batista.
fucking hell. No, not Batista. Although that was
Wade
funny.
Barrett.
Wade Barrett, yeah, telling him that he's not getting his title shot because of the Nexus attack.
Because he's fired.
Yeah. Raquel Rodriguez for GM. No. Why would we want that? Why would we want that? Lord Steven Regal was fun. Who's next for you?
Current Stephanie McMahon. Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, correct. Put her any higher and we're fucking screwed. And we can put her stupid husband in there as with him.
Oh, yeah.
No one likes Liv Morgan. It's okay.
Although I would say it's very unfortunate that SmackDown Stephanie isn't there because she was actually quite good.
She would have been in the great tier for me for sure.
Yeah. But
This version
there,
this version as a heel though, I am gonna put an all right just because of the way she did fucking overrule everybody like in that way,
and the way that she took abuse from The Rock and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, she really stood out. Jack Tunney, utter horseshit for what he did with the world title and the fact that he
and the
took
IC
the title
title
off Taker and the IC title and for being an utter pussy and for just being called Jack Tunney.
He wasn't even a real person either.
He was an absolute fool. Although, the only thing is, though, in my years of memory, I don't remember GBL being in charge of anything.
He was in charge of NXT before William Regal was.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he's the one that told Paige that she's the title's getting taken off her because she's going to Raw. Yeah. See, for that alone, I can't remember. Sorry, mate, but bottom tier.
And you also took the wrong title away, mate.
True. Gorilla Monsoon. All right. Gorilla Monsoon got flattened by Vader and he got bullied of Stone Cold as much as he could. I think,
and Bret Hart.
And Bret bullied him. To be fair, Sid as well. And Taker told him to get lost. And then Paul Bearer, of all cheek, called him a big ape. Even though Paul Bearer was a fat fuck himself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, absolutely hilarious. So for that alone, I'm putting him in all right as well.
Just because he took it.
Yeah. I'm going to go one thing as well. GM Foley. He was horrible. Commissioner Foley was great. GM Foley was utter useless. And he looked like he had just came off the streets. With that that beard. He looked like he just came off the streets.
Yeah.
And he
Proper
never really had.
Call it now.
Yeah, and he never had power as well. When you look at him as a GM,
he
kept getting overruled. Yeah, he kept getting overruled. I'm gonna put. Well, it's your turn next, but who are you gonna? And my next one, I'm hoping you don't pick who I'm thinking because there's somebody I'm actually gonna put in the greatest that might surprise you.
This is gonna be just for a bit of laughter, but because he called this person Jeff Harvey, Mike Adamley's going in the greatest because I think that's hilarious.
Fuck's sake. his booking was mental. If Paul Heyman's in the top tier, don't worry. But ECW Paul Heyman booked the Big Show to be ECW champion.
Oh, yeah.
Utter horseshit. Who's next for you? James says Ric Flair was great when he was in charge of Raw. He was all right, actually. But then he booked himself to face it.
I'd put in bearable.
Yeah. Paige, all right, according to Dan. I don't really remember her doing much apart from giving Styles Danielson as a match and then booking Asuka to win the TLC. That's it. Speaking of which, my next pick, I'm going to go for 99-2000 Shane, and he's going in top tier for me. Apart from the stupid corporate ministry angle, apart from that, as a man running in charge of WWE when he needed to, he actually did a very good job. I actually don't think he was that bad in terms of the job he did. The only negative for him was, well, actually two negatives, actually. Maybe this does go against him, but you could arguably blame Vince as well. Not ending over the edge when it should have ended, and the corporate ministry angle itself was just dreadful. But he also, to be fair, did the best he could for the invasion storyline, so I'll give him that praise.
And whilst we're on the topic of Shane, let's put Commissioner Shane in utter horseshit with the rest of his family.
Yeah, absolutely dreadful.
It started off well enough, and then he took too much TV time.
Yeah, far too much. I'm going to put Jonathan Coachman in great, because I actually thought Jonathan Coachman as the assistant to Vince McMahon was actually genuinely good. It was good in the sense of, like, he was allowing talent to get over by bullying him, but he was also at least delivering. He was at least delivering good stuff. At least, you actually look at the matches he booked. He actually didn't book a lot of bad matches. It's just that his theme song went from doom, 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 doom to something utter weird, which didn't make any sense. Who's next for you?
Teddy Long.
2011. I think that's what that one is.
And I'm putting him in bearable because there wasn't enough Undertaker.
Sadly, there was not. My next one, I'm going to go for Commissioner Regal. Commissioner Regal for me was top tier. Because you had Foley, who was doing absolutely everything for the baby faces and not for the heels. Whereas King Regal, well, not King, sorry, Commissioner Regal as well went from not only being Vince's bitch, but he was every opportunity he could. He was denying Stone Cold title matches. He was denying the Undertaker matches. He was telling the Undertaker to apologize to Deborah for spitting tobacco juice on her, on her and everything. He taking it himself, drinking piss, getting pissed on, getting his office set on fire, elevating Tajiri to that audience, even though Tajiri was already like a top 5 WWE actual in-ring wrestler. Easily could have been one of the better ones if they'd allowed him to work, but top 5 was still great. And not only that, but his defection to the Alliance as well as the commissioner and still being the Alliance commissioner and overruling all WWE title matches was fucking brilliant. Like, he was... I think he was the best commissioner. People will probably say Foley or they'll say Shawn Michaels. For me, I actually think the best commissioner was Regal.
I don't even think Shawn Michaels was that good of a commissioner. I put him in all right personally.
I think he was terrible. He ended up just becoming the spokesperson. And also the fact is...
Basically, all that meant was he's too much of a druggie to be on TV, so we'll just let you talk in WWF New York so that you're not in our way. So...
Yeah. I also hate as well that the one other thing as well is like him like abusing his power as referee like multiple times, like as referee.
Well, like giving Deborah the title because she took all her clothes off, when that's not how that match goes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, to be fair, like, I'm not saying no, but
Or all the time, or all the times that he screwed over The Rock just because Triple H was his opponent.
yeah, but that also summed up the evidence that they tried to get him kicked out the locker room.
Hmm.
Even though The Rock was a bigger star in terms of popularity than both of them, and still is. In terms of who left, we have 08 King Regal. Yes, he was fired because he joined the Alliance eventually, but it was still good though. So we've got King Regal, Raw GM Vicky Guerrero, not SmackDown. It's Raw GM Vicky Guerrero from
At
2008,
what point was
2009, going into WrestleMania 25.
that? That's so. Wait, I'm confused. I don't remember her being the GM at that point.
So she lost her job as the
I'm
SmackDown
convinced
GM and then
wasn't it
went into
Stephanie
Raw.
that was GM at that point? Was
No. So Stephanie and Shane were in charge, and obviously Shane then left. But Vicky then advocated for the job of GM because Stephanie walked away as well. And obviously she took over because Stephanie got DDT'd in the ring. She took over at around the No Way Out period. Well, just
Okay.
after No Way Out, she carried on there, and Vince went back to Teddy Long as SmackDown GM, which then led to Teddy Long screwing the Undertaker at breaking point,
Oh yeah,
which was
it's
stupid.
funny.
Yeah. Then we've got Sheriff Austin. Well, I don't know if we're going to class this as Sheriff Austin or co-GM Austin. So take whichever way you want to do it.
I mean, to be
Sergeant,
honest, they're both the same thing.
I suppose, yeah. Commissioner Slaughter, Raw owner Ric Flair. You've then got Pete His Pants, GM Brian, GM Booker, and ECW GM Armando Alejandro Estrada. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 left. And
It's
I
your go now,
believe
anyway.
it was it your turn? No,
No,
you
it's
just did
yours.
Shawn Michaels. It's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Ric Flair at the very top. Just for the fact that he made like Hulk Hogan defend his title before Judgment Day on the last Raw.
Mm.
Like that alone is enough.
Should have made him lose it though.
Yeah, but it would have lost it to Flair.
Works for me.
And you're not going to have Flair versus Undertaker for the title at Judgment Day because you're not having a heel versus heel world title match in 2002 because they just don't. They wouldn't. It's just not their bravery. I would have done it for absolute shits and giggles. Abel says Vicky Guerrero was utter shit. Yep. And she was too busy getting whale jokes from Jerry Lawler anyway. So we have 7 left.
I'll put King Regal in great.
As will I, because I liked
And
his
the only
monotone promos.
the only reason that he's in great and not the greatest is because he wasn't GM that long.
Yeah, he was just using his power as king.
And that's also because he decided that again he wasn't gonna adhere to the wellness policy. So
yeah, it's a shame because in 2008 he could have been WWE champion. Which he to be honest, considering how stupid that title scene is, I wouldn't have minded that. To be fair, even in 2001 he was good.
Well, I mean at that point, 2008, Triple H was the champion. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with. I mean, just for the pure carnage alone, I think you have to.
If you're putting Bischoff there, you've got to put Austin there as well.
Yeah, it was just pure fucking hilarious. And also, I just liked his first day on the job. He comes in, brings back the IC title, which should never have been retired in the first place. And then JR gets hired and fired more times than Big Show turned heel and babyface. to then just randomly book Chief Morley versus Jerry Lawler for the career of for career of JR. And then after that, he tells Jonathan Coachman, "Oh, this is my favorite announced team: Jerry Lawler, Jim Ross, and Coachman." Then just stuns the fucker and goes, "Actually, two's enough." Chester says Commissioner Slaughter was all right, but he did get insulted and stunned by Austin. He did. He was too busy getting his chin roasted by DX, though. That's all he's really remembered for. Like getting fat, eating cheeseburgers, and a stunner from Steve Austin, and then getting rinsed all the time by DX, particularly Triple H, and his perverse nature to Slaughter's wife.
Like, he didn't really do anything in terms of making the product better. He was just there to get abused, basically.
Yeah, he got abused as well by China, and he outweighed her.
Literally.
Yeah, like, for that alone, you're an utter horseshit. 4 left. Umaga's bitch, the man who thought it would be wise to give Mark Henry a bloody deadlift contest against an absolute pleb in Ryback, and again advocating for the Big Show to be world champion. You've then got Daniel Bryan, who actually, to be fair, was a decent general manager, but that's not what everyone wanted. And also, he was too busy on talking smack with The Miz, which again really that did nothing for Daniel Bryan. And then lastly is pissed his pants. So, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna put Booker T in all right, because him being GM meant that he wasn't on commentary.
True. For that alone, that's a fair reason. I'm going to do the desired justice of Daniel Bryan will go in great. Because to be fair, I actually did like his feud as well with Kevin Owens and Sammy the politician. The only thing that ruined that feud was Shane McMahon taking liberties of it. But I did like Daniel Bryan in terms of his position. Actually, to be fair, another thing I didn't like was the fact that he made that mixed tag match for Mania 30 for Mania that we all had to unfortunately bear witness to. That's another thing that brings him down. But he did book good matches, to be fair. See you later, mate. Have a good one. 2 left. You can have them both. Because I hate them both. In terms of their positions, I just don't care.
They're both going in out of horseshit then.
Yeah, agreed.
Drake Maverick pissed his pants while he was the general manager of 205 Live. And Armando Estrada didn't have Umaga, so he was useless.
And also, regarding Armando, he did nothing for ECW and then got replaced by Teddy Long. And then obviously Tiffany took it when Teddy Long went back to SmackDown. Shocking. Tier list. This was WWE Authority figures. 3, 5, 7, 9. This is our 10th tier list we've done. Booker also had Teddy as his assistant. That's true, actually. I forgot about that.
So did John Laurinaitis.
Yeah. We can't always win. Anyway, dude, have you got any closing comments before we wrap up for the night?
Just everyone pay attention to the channel, because there's going to be a lot this weekend.
Yeah. The vacant predictions championship is up for grabs this weekend for Dominion in a stacked card. Who will be the champion? We're going to find out. But Ladies and gentlemen, again, your amazing participation and viewership and your amazing comments is always welcomed and appreciated. We thank you for tuning in this evening. Do have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we will, well, I'll see you again tomorrow because we have another stream, but Josiah will be back Friday for predictions. So we will see you all later on. But have a lovely evening, guys, and see you later.
Absolutely. Good night, everyone.